Alright guys, so the three-wheeler is up and running now. Got a few little things to take care of still on that, but for the most part that project is finished, and I can just use that now for different various things around the farm. So we're going to get back to the B. I've got all the parts I needed now. The only thing I want to do is I should probably pick up some more parts cleaner, because I do want to kind of try and flush the rear end out, because there was some pretty nasty goo in there. But one of the things I was going to do here was I was going to change the engine oil as long as I was dumping fluids and whatnot. And so I'm going to go ahead and change the engine oil now. I've got the old engine oil drained out already. The next thing I'm going to do is take the filter off, and then go ahead and put the new filter in, and then we'll fill the crankcase back up. Well, if it seems like I was screwing around a bunch under there, I was. You know, there's that saying that with age comes wisdom. This is not the first time I've changed the engine oil on this tractor, obviously. And I crawled under there and I went to put the new O-ring on, and looked and thought, boy, that doesn't look like metal in there. And turns out that there was an old ring in there that God only knows how long that thing's been in there, because it was tough as nails to get out. But that's what I was doing, screwing around under there, was getting that old sealing ring out of there. When I started my job as a mechanic, one of the first projects I worked on, I doubled up an O-ring on an oil filter, and it could have been real bad. So that's something now that anytime I change an oil filter, whether it's a cartridge type like this one, or a spin-on one, I always check and make sure that the O-rings aren't doubled up. And so as I was crawling under there, I looked, and sure enough, it was doubled up. So hopefully that'll alleviate any future issues. That's about all there is to the engine oil. There's just a cover on the top of the transmission there that I'll take off to fill that back up. I believe that is the proper way to do it on this tractor. I don't think there's a fill plug like there is on the newer models, but I'm going to look at the owner's manual and make sure. I did see something once about draining the case for the first reduction gear here, and they said that had engine oil in it, so that may have been for like a newer, like the number series 2 cylinders, that I'm going to check my owner's manual and just make sure that I'm not missing anything there. And then we're going to get her filled back up with oil. Alright, so that must have been a deal with the number series tractors, so we don't have to worry about the first gear reduction case there. I do see a lot of oil residue starting to show around the clutch and along the flywheel on the other side, so unfortunately the crank may be coming out of this thing at some point, so I can put new seals and bearings on it. If this one's got bearings, it might just have bushings on the crank, but anyways, we're not going to do that just quite yet. But what we will do is go ahead and take the breather stack off here. Hopefully it's not too tight, but it's not. The oil plug is in, the filter is in. There is a check plug over on the other side of the crankcase, and that check plug is basically you open it up and you fill it with oil until the oil starts coming out of that check plug. So it's a pretty simple, pretty nice, easy way of doing that. But I've got the tractor jacked up on its side right now to get this axle out. So for right now, I'm just going to put about 1.5 gallons in, or sorry, 7.5 quarts, so just shy of 2 gallons. We'll see where it's at once the tractor's level again. Then I'll show you where that plug is at. So I'm going to go ahead and dump that oil in. I should probably flush it one of these times, but we'll do it next time, I think. Let me grab my oil here. Well, that's what I get for not using a funnel. Anyways, the oil is full up. Like I said, once we get it level, we'll check it with that drain cock, but I think we'll probably be all right. So it's about 11 o'clock tonight. I'm going to call it a night. I'll pick up some parts cleaner from work on Monday. I'm gonna be going down and helping Dad plow and disc his field, so we can hopefully maybe plant some corn yet this year tomorrow. And so I won't have any time to work on this tomorrow at all. But next time I get a chance to work at it, I'll make sure you guys are along. So thanks for watching this episode of Around the Shop. If you guys have any questions about this tractor or any of the projects I work on in the shop, make sure you leave them down in the comments. And we'll see you in the next one.